Hello you, and welcome to today's video. I thought it would be fun to design some nails for the 4th. I wanted to focus on accent nails for Frenchies. If you don't know how to make French tips, you can buy some at any convenience store in a short notice and embellish them with these mostly simple designs and have a little fun. For the first design, we're using a few rhinestones. I got this set from Macart, I believe it is. Everything that I use will be linked in the description down below. And I'm using Beetles gel because it's nice and thick. I'm going to be adding the glue on the smile line. Then I'll add 2 of each red, white, and blue stone. I'll play around with it until I'm happy, and then I'll cure. Next, I'm going to be using my Beetles top coat, and I'm going to do the top and bottom of the nail, but also making sure that I get in between each of the stones with the top coat, just to make sure they have some extra strength and stability and they don't pop off. At the end of each design, I'll add my rough sketch so you can see the idea versus the finished design, and this also gives you an idea of what they look like on square tips. I think this design is super pretty and really easy to do. Moving on to the next. I'll be using my nail art pens and drawing some simple hearts right at the smile line. Now, of course, you can place your blue and red hearts anywhere you want to on the nail. I chose to do them on the smile line, just one of each color of the red and the blue, simply because I want to keep it simple. And the easiest way to draw a heart is to simply make a V and round them out at the top. What's so cool about this design is that if you didn't have any plans at all to do anything and then something fell in your lap last minute for you to go out and party, this will literally take you 5 minutes to do, and it's super cute. Next, I thought it would be really fun to start playing with some glitters. Here are some from Born Pretty, and what you're watching me do is just adding the first layer for the blue and the red, and then I'm going to go ahead and cure and add a second layer to the blue and red. That way it's a nice rich color like you see here. Now you can keep it like that and just add your top coat and be done, but I'm going to add some cat eye gel to the mix, and you still need a top coat in order to let the beads, the magnets inside of the gel move around easily, because the glitter gel leaves like a rough surface to the nail. Now, originally in my sketch, I thought I was going to do some basic push the beads to the middle of the nail design. That way it gives that nice little aura effect, but I decided I wanted to do a Frenchie. And to do that, you just go side, side, and then push from the base of the nail towards the tip of the nail. Now, there was a couple of reasons that I decided to do this. Number 1, we stick with the Frenchie design. Number 2, I wanted the rich color of the glitter gel to stay without the silver magnet gel obscuring the color of the blue and the red. Now I'm going to put the final top coat, and they're done. You have something not too outlandish when you're going to work. It's all business in the daytime and party at night. The reflective glitter in this gel is so freaking pretty. It just dances on the nail. You will be happy with this. And if the colors weren't enough to scream 4th of July, you can go ahead and add some star stickers to your design. And I'm telling you, it's just super cute at the end. And just as a note, when you're adding stickers to your nails, make sure that you top coat so they don't fall off. For this next design, I'm going to add base coat. That way I have a nice tacky layer on top of the nail, because I'm going to be adding powder. I grabbed some basic clear tape. I'm removing most of the tackiness so it's easier to work with, as it will be my guide. My goal for the tips of the nail is to create a clean ombre effect, meaning no blending from light to dark. Just light, then an abrupt jump to dark. I bought this flathead paintbrush from Michaels, and you can also use a flathead contour brush for makeup or a sponge. Really, it's whatever you have. You can even use your fingers, which I think I start using towards the end of this set. As I was applying the color, I wanted to make sure I didn't put the first layer on too heavy, so I utilized the paper towel just to wipe off the excess powder. That way I can just like gradually apply the color to the nail until I got it to where I liked it. Once I was happy with the first layer of color, I moved the tape down about 2 to 3 millimeters, then applied another coat of the red powder. When I removed the tape, I was so excited. It reminded me of the clay hills in Minecraft, Maybe I was playing the game that day and and it influenced the design of this nail set. And like I mentioned a few minutes earlier, here you can see me using my finger. I found this powder the texture of it was a little bit different than the red, so it was a lot easier for me to just use my finger to apply the color evenly. Y'all, look at that. You can't tell me that that's not cute. Now, of course, the key to this design is to make sure that your tape lines, wherever you put the tape, it's even and it's the same from one nail to another. And of course, you can top coat and call it done. I decided to top coat and take it a little bit further with some polka dots. First, I wanted to try sort of a milky white polka dot like I have in my initial sketch. But then I wound up switching to a opaque white, and I'm super happy with that. It just came out so cute. A little tip, if you're afraid of getting powder on your top coat bottle brush, just invest in some disposable nail polish brushes like I did. I personally would hate for my clear polishes to become muddy from picking up pigments here and there. This design is so youthful and fun. It's super cute. For this next design, I'm going to remove the shine off of the nail with my 180 grid nail file. Then I'm going to grab some nail art pens and draw some lines to represent some fireworks. Next, I'm going to top coat the lines with glitter gel. So there's always a method to my madness. I use the art pens to make sure the scale of the art is the right size for the nail, and it will also make the glitter more bold and not transparent. So it will create depth to the firework art. And don't be afraid of messing up. Fireworks is basically a mess in the sky anyways. So add as many lines as it takes to make you happy. Once the glitter is applied, I'm going to go ahead and use my rhinestone glue and add some rhinestones to the middle of the fireworks. Once that's complete, I go ahead and top coat. I don't top coat first because, again, I want the top coat to also go around the rhinestones and make sure that they're really secure to the nail to help them stay on and not pop off. Now what you're seeing here is me using my crazy top as not only a finishing top coat but also as the rhinestone glue. It's kind of like an all-in-one step to finish the nail. This is probably how I would do it moving forward. Reason being is because the gel is super thick, so it removes any lumps from the glitter design, and because it's so thick and gooey, it allows the gems to sit in the glue and it just sort of surrounds the gems like a hug. Now before we get to the end results, I want to show you what it looks like for scale gone wrong. Even though the artwork is cute, it's too big for that classy finish. And here are the finished results. They are so beautiful. One nail has red and blue stones. I tried silver stones on the other because I like to test ideas. If you're subscribed to my channel, thank you. You're familiar with my style of, trying out and testing out different designs within the same design concept. Here's a last glance at all three of them because there's no wrong way to do artwork. It's literally however you want to express yourself. Next up, we're going to be playing in our rhinestones again. I'm pulling out the red and the blue. I'm going to use my crazy top glue because I don't exactly know where my rhinestones are going to have their final sit down and be secured, because I have to eyeball that, while I'm doing the nail, even though I have the concept art next to me. If you're going to be using a fast drying gem glue, I would suggest marking out ahead of time where you want to place your stones, and then you won't wind up in trouble. This nail you watched me do, I used the clear gems for this one, and then on the first one that I did, I used opaque gems for this one that kind of have a shimmer to them. The gems on the right have they reflect different colors, so they're not necessarily just a strong red and blue. I kind of like it. Now, if I had smaller gemstones, I could have afforded to add more rows of gems like my concept art was, but because my gemstones are a little bit large, 2 rows was plenty. Now, this is the last design that I think anybody can do that doesn't have a steady hand or might be afraid of doing something too technical. I'm trying to do this little series from super simple, super easy up to, a little bit more difficult. We're just adding stickers to this nail. I made an entire video on applying stickers with the 4th of July theme, but basically apply your stickers to a glossy top coat. Once stickers are applied, add 2 layers of top coat, curing in between layers, or use a base gel, cure, then top coat after, or just use a thick top coat such as Crazy Top. Reason being, you want to not only secure the stickers, but also have a smooth finish. Now for what I love, line work. The key to this is to saturate that brush. You can remove the shine off of the nail if it makes it easier for you, but because we're doing some simple lines at the free edge of the nails, you really don't need to. Just make sure you're using a long line brush and breathe, and the rest will take care of itself. If you use a long line brush and you saturated it through and through, you won't have any choppy bits. You're basically just laying the brush along the side of the nail and the color will just transfer beautifully. Also, I want to note that I'm just using regular Beetles gel nail polish. I'm not using gel paint at all. When I first started doing nail art, I used to be really afraid of line work, but I promise you it is so easy. Steady hands or not, I use the right size bristles or length of the line brush and I saturate it properly. The rest, I promise you, will take care of itself, and it winds up looking so elegant and so pretty. Next up, we have some more line work, but this time I'm going to chalk it out with my nail art pens just to make sure I have the scale correct before I lay down my gel paint. And for this design, I'm still using my Beetles gel polish kit. I'm not using actual gel paint. I find this gel polish kit to be exactly what I need. It's not like the colors aren't thin and runny. They're a great consistency, so I really don't have to invest in any gel paint polishes other than the white and black that I already invested in. Now this design I've seen floating around, of course, on YouTube. And even though it's not my favorite, I thought maybe I would like it in person, so I went ahead and tried it. And then I was like, I haven't seen it with glitter, so I'm going to add some glitter and see how I like it. Once again, these are fairly easy to do, especially if you outline it first. And for the finishing touch, the one with the glitter, of course, I'm going to be doing a clear top coat. On the other nail where I didn't do a French tip, but I left it a neutral color, I went ahead and did a matte top coat. Now this design is really trendy right now. I'm not the one who came up with it, but I thought it was worth putting in this video to show you guys how to do it and to also see if I can actually like the design. Still not sure. Next, we're going to be removing the shine from this nail because we are going to do some isolated chrome and some liquid gems. First, I'm going to use a nail art pen to mark out where I want my stone because, again, scale matters. Then I'm going to use a thick clear gel like a rhinestone glue gel. For me, I'm using my Crazy Top Coat. I'm using a small liner brush and just layering where I want the clear gel to go around what's going to be my liquid stone. I'm making sure that every time I make a mark or two, I go ahead and cure that. That way it has a nice, good raised texture. After a final cure of about 60 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and take my powder and a makeup applicator sponge and just apply it directly to that top coat. If you removed all the shine off of the nail beforehand with the buffing and then followed by the nail polish remover, you shouldn't have a problem with the powder sticking to the rest of the nail. It should come off really easy with just a couple of flicks of a powder brush. After adding my blue glitter to the middle of the design, I went ahead and used my Crazy Top to make it raised, to give it that 3D stone effect, and it came out beautifully. final step to this look is to add a glossy top coat, and we're done. We are still in the 3D nail art and isolated chrome era, so I highly suggest you try this one. It's really cute, really easy to do. So if you're still here chilling with me, that's amazing. Thank you so much. We have 2 more to explore. If you're enjoying the tutorial, please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. Okay, moving on to the next. For this nail, I added base coat, cured it for 60 seconds, and now adding the powder, this time with a makeup application instead of the brush. To remove any unwanted color, I use the same applicator and dip it into a little bit of rubbing alcohol, 90%. Did the same around the smile line once I got my design down. Then I sealed the deal with a glossy top coat. We're creating seashell nails. You can use any thick clear gel that you have. I usually use Crazy Top and a mid-size liner brush, but today I'm going to try rhinestone glue and a small liner brush to see if it's easier. And for me at the moment it's not. I'm a little heavy-handed, so I'm putting too much pressure and it's creating a line within my little bubbles, so I have to go back and kind of round out the bubble shape at the tip of it, and that's not a problem. Practice makes perfect. And if I felt a bead was too small, I went ahead and cured and then went back over the same bead and line to make it raised and a little bit thicker. So if you've been following nail art and all the trends, the seashell nail art is really huge right now, so I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. The trick to this is that every line that you put down, you need to go ahead and cure it for about 10-15 seconds. That way it doesn't spread on you. That is the trick to this. Other than that, it's pretty easy. Believe it or not, this was another nail art trend that I was hesitant to try. I didn't think I would like it, but as soon as I was done with this design, I had to pop it on real quick because it is just that cute. So if you haven't tried it yet, please, by all means, try it. I really love this design coming up. I came up with probably a good month ago. So first, go ahead and take the shine off of the nail. That way it's easier for you to apply your artwork without it spreading or without you having too much trouble, keeping the lines where you want them. The beginning of this design starts with sort of block art with this deep blue, where I have it thick at the tip of the nail and then it thins out towards the base of the nail. Then with 90% rubbing alcohol and a brush, I go ahead and clean up the artwork. I'm not worried about the blue hue that's left behind because I'm covering that up with red and white stripes. If there's any hue left behind because the surface of the nail is textured because we did the scraping, all you have to do is take your buffer and gently file it off. So this design took me about 4 tries to get it exactly how I liked it. First, I used polka dots instead of stars for the blue area. I didn't like that. So then I used rhinestones. Didn't like that as it made it too clunky looking. Maybe if I used smaller rhinestones or caviar beads, it would have worked. But then I decided to draw the stars and hated how long it took, and also each star was different because of freehanding. It looks so sloppy. So that's what made me have that aha moment and make my star stickers that, again, if you saw my other video, I've been using star stickers for the 4th of July. And they are not paper, they're vinyl. They're like plastic with adhesive backing like we use on car decals, etc. So if you have seen my other 4th of July nail art video, this is the design that I did in May that sparked it. And real talk, it's taking me forever to get my videos out. My pace is currently 2 videos, long form videos a month, 4 if you count shorts from the long forms. I'm home half of the week and then at my family's home half of the week as a caregiver for my mama that's battling stage 4 cancer, and she is the GOAT. She's so strong. And that's where, I'll be hanging out on the 4th. I think we will be able to see fireworks in the sky from the 2nd floor windows like we did on New Year's. Either way, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world but with her on the holiday. So Having my nails done with some festive designs will be a treat. I don't know if you guys go out for the 4th, or do you just eat all the things? To me, it's about the food. If I'm being honest, I think half of my shorts have food in them or a pool shot because that's my happy place. Okay, so we've made it to the last design. I'm already a little bit into it. This one is a bootleg from the video I did prior to this one. I have the link up on the top or it's in the description. I'm just using red, white, and blue colors instead of pastels. And also my technique on this nail is utilizing blue powder instead of jelly gel polish like I did in the previous video. And I don't have a preference, it's just whatever I feel like doing or whatever tools I already have on my table. With art, be it nail art or traditional art on canvas, etc., you can get the same results with different mediums. All that matters is that it's just your skill level, your techniques, and the amount of patience you have, and also the level of enjoyment. I'd say it's hard to execute anything if you're hating what you're doing. As I've mentioned many times in this video, you can use nail glue for your charms, just be sure to top coat. Also, with this design, people also say like top coat the charms so they do not fade in color. I tried that for this design and it ruined the look of the roses. It looked like a hot mess. So my suggestion is to finish with your top coat on and around the pearls and around the base of the roses, not the top of the roses. If they fade, just add color to them with like acrylic paint, or switch them out. I don't know, do what you like, it's your nails, yeah? This is another design where at the end of it, I just can't help but pop it on. It's, the nail doesn't fit right, it's not my size, it's definitely not my color as far as like the nail bed part of it, but I just have to pop it on just to see what it looks like. It's so cute. Now I have to go pick out my favorites out of the bunch and create a 10-piece nail set to wear for the 4th, and then maybe Labor Day or any other patriotic holiday. That's why I love press-ons. You can rock them more than once. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you try some of these designs. Have a safe and fun holiday. If you enjoyed the tutorial and want to see more like it, don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you on the next one.